Hello folks, this is Sola speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is taken from a double up game that I'm playing together here with JDP El Grillo. And in this game, we're going to look at one of the traits that has been underplayed throughout the entirety of set 10, that being the 8-bit trait. I actually really like this one. I think it's a fun trait, but it hasn't been in a great place so far, at least here at the beginning of the set. We are officially on the first patch, about to get the second patch. I think the second patch is supposed to be out by the time this video gets posted on YouTube. But another fun game here, a chance to showcase another trait. And we'll go ahead and get started here. So Grillo and I both went to Silver Symphony. We were kind of hoping that we'd be able to get that one. That is, all augments are silver, very low power level. You don't see Silver Symphony that often, but it did pop up here. Did not actually get chosen. We ended up with the Everyone Starts with a 3-cost champion, which, by the way, I do like this one. It's one of my favorite portals, just because you get a little more direction on your game start. I ended up getting a Vex here, but I'm not going to end up playing a Vex. Instead, I then get a Riven as the drop from the initial minion round, and that's actually going to end up being the direction that I take in this game. Going to end up playing through this Riven. So anyway, I had the Riven here. I immediately was like, maybe I can try to play through Riven. We had actually had a game right before this one where someone had ended up playing through Edgelords and ended up being quite strong. So I was like, you know what? I want to experiment a bit with the Riven. Why don't I try playing through this? Grillo had a Corki in his initial shop, so he's going to go ahead and send that over to me. And now I was like, well, it'd be great if I could get like a Corki headliner. That would be really nice if I wanted to play this, but I'm not exactly expecting that. Still, I'm going to put in the Corki here on stage 1-4, and that way I can start stacking up 8-bit trait from the very beginning of the game. As I said, this is one of the things that makes 8-bit unique. You do, if possible, want to commit to this early in the game, and it does reward sticking with the trait. Here's what the trait does. Keep score of your team's damage dealt. There's a little arcade machine on the right hand side. Keeps track of how much damage your team has dealt. For each high score you beat, your 8-bit champions gain attack damage. So you can see the first one's really easy to hit. It's just 1,000 damage, but they do go up in over time. All right, so what do we have here for our initial augment? I'm looking here. I don't really want infusion. Lucky streak. Lucky streak, maybe. That's kind of interesting, but I was like, I don't know. Not sure I have enough gold to really make this effective. Also, does Corki really want a Gambler's Blade? Not that bad. I was like, I don't even have a headliner in, but I guess I'll take Remember Your Roots. Allies sharing a trait with your headliner, gain extra health and attack speed. And then I get really lucky. A Corki headliner pops up in the store, and I already have 2 out of 3 Corkis here. So now I'm already at 5 Corkis before anything else has even happened yet. I was like, well, that's a little bit lucky. I was going to take pretty much any headliner that looked okay, but I get lucky here, and I managed to hit the Corki just like that. As far as what Grillo's playing, he has taken an augment that is an Edgelord augment. I don't remember exactly what this one is. Let me see if I can find it on the augment list. But it was one that was Edgelord specific, and so he's going to be looking to play into Edgelords in this one. All right, here it is. Live for Danger. Edgelords attacks deal 40% of their damage to enemies within 1 hex of the target. Gain a Yasuo and a Kayle, so it gives Edgelords like additional splash damage, and he's going to be looking to play into that. Now, if you are thinking, and so I was like, all right, well, go ahead and grab these Yasuos. Might be able to make 3-star Yasuo for his board. There is going to be a problem here for us, though, and that is that Riven is also an Edgelord. I'll just go ahead and send one off the bat here, so I can start getting that champion send on cooldown. That takes him to 2 out of 3 Yasuos. He also finds another Corki, so we're actually at 6 Corkis between the two of us. I think we're at 3 Yasuos and 6 Corkis between the two of us. As I was saying, though, there is a problem here, and that's that Riven is also an Edgelord. So Grillo is going to want to be playing into an Edgelord board, but I'm also going to need Rivens as well, because I'm hoping that I can try to 3-star the Riven in this game. I think that would be pretty effective if I can get 8-bit traits stacked up. There's also, by the way, you can see the high scores popping up there. I think I just got the second one. You can also see another problem here. My items are not well suited to what I have here, and that is a problem anytime you try to force a comp, as I'm kind of doing here to some extent. Um, the items are just not well suited. I have a tier and a rod and then a vest. These are not items that Corki would want. I do get another Riven, though. That's pretty nice. So I have 2 out of 3 Rivens, and I'll get to play another unit, so I'm going to put in the K'Sante. If you're wondering why I'm grabbing Sentinels, it's because Garen is one of the 4 8-bit units, and Garen has Sentinel trait, so I'm going to naturally need to play into at least some Sentinels in this game. They're not my preferred frontline trait, but they're reasonably well. Maybe if I get lucky, I can 2-star something. I'll be able to make do with that. Still, I really, really do not like having 3 items components sit unused on the bench. I suppose I could put like the vest onto K'Sante, but there's kind of 2 reasons not to do that. One is I would prefer to put my tank items on Garen because I'm expecting I'm going to play into Garen in this board, and hopefully I'll be seeing a lot of Garens. I might even be able to 3-star him if I can get a lot of Garens. The other reason is I would like to make a Titan's Resolve on Riven, and so I have half of a Titan's Resolve right there in the Chain Vest, so I'm a little hesitant to do that. By the way, this person was already level 5, so I doubted that I would be able to beat them. And we're actually losing a lot of rounds here at the beginning of the game, which is not usual for us. Usually Grillo and I both are pretty good at we're usually pretty good at building early game boards that do well, but that's not going to be the case here. I also really wanted that Riven. Riven had a sword. Riven was going to allow me to that would have been 2-star Riven, and with a sword that could have been put on Corki or Riven, but that's not the case. Gets grabbed immediately. But I'm able to have a fallback option here of taking a bow on an Amumu. Amumu will sell for 3 gold, so that's nice. And then the bow could be used for either a Rage Blade on Corki, or it can be used for a Titan's Resolve on Riven. I'm going to have to think about which one of these I would like. By the way, that's 6 Corkis right there. So I'm definitely making progress here. And I was like, let's go ahead and itemize the Riven. I don't know if this is the right choice because Corki's my headliner. He's a 2-star unit. But I did want to go ahead and make something there, and so I was able to go ahead and make that. Also, with Grillo sending another Corki, we're out to 7 Corkis, so definitely making progress right there. Elsewhere, though, we're just kind of econing here, just on Lost Streak. Grillo's board is quite weak as well. He's trying to play through Yone. He got a Yone from his initial augment choice. He has not found any other Yones since then. So our boards are not particularly strong at this stage of the game, but we're hoping that we'll be able to scale up and become a little bit stronger with time. As I said, 8-bit is a stacking trait, so that's stacking up the damage over there on the right-hand side of the screen. The 8-bit trait is, as I said, damage for each one of those high score marks that you're able to hit. As you see me lose another round. I think I have 3 of them so far. I'm either on 2 or 3 of them. Higher tiers of the trait increase the amount of damage bonus you get. So right now, 8-bit 2, it's 4.5% AD per high score. And I think I have 3 of them, so that's about 13% damage bonus, roughly. Yeah, somewhere around there. If you can get up to 8-bit 4, it essentially doubles, or almost doubles. It gets to 7.5%. 8-bit 6 gives you 12% AD bonus. Also gives you a chance to unlock a final high score that gives you like a gigantic cash out. I have the big shot version of Corki, though, not the 8-bit version. I would prefer to have the 8-bit version. Main reason being that there's only 4 8-bit units. You have Corki at the 1-cost tier, you have Garen at the 2-cost tier, Riven at the 3-cost tier, and then Caitlyn at the 4-cost tier. If this was an 8-bit Corki, I would just have to find Garen, and I'd be able to play 4 8-bit, which would be really nice. But because it's a big shot Corki, that means I will not be able to get 4 8-bit in until I can find Caitlyn, who's a 4-cost, or alternately, unless I can make an emblem. By the way, I did finally win around there. At least we're having really good luck at hitting Corkis. That's pretty good there, because we're already on 8 of them, so that's pretty lucky. So as I said, you can craft an 8-bit emblem. The recipe is spatula plus bow. I'm either going to need to find one of them, which is very doable here in Double Up. Double Up, you get a lot of spatulas, unlike the main game where spatulas are extremely rare in set 10. Or alternately, I'm going to have to find Caitlyn. Also, it's going to be almost impossible to hit 8-bit 6, which would be nice to do, but that's going to be pretty much impossible to do. By the way, I get a bow there, which is also very much wanted. Bows and swords are what I'm looking for. This is an AD comp. Remember, 8-bit gives extra AD. It does not give extra flat damage. It's extra AD. So you do need stuff that's AD based here, not stuff that's magic damage based. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make a Rage Blade on Corki. It's a pretty good item on him. And now I'm going to roll here. I am able to send a 2-star Yasuo over to Grillo's board. I finally find a Garen, and I'm just rolling to see if I can hit that 3-star Corki. I have enough gold from my big lost streak. I actually have enough gold that I can look to do that. And I actually hit relatively easily. I mean, I did only need to find 1 more, but that's great. Now I don't have to waste time on level 4 or level 5. I can just look to econ up and go from there. If you're wondering why I'm grabbing the Aphelios, it's in case I would find an early Caitlyn, I would have the opportunity to get rapid fire trait in. So that's that. And what looks like we're on 6 Yasuos for Grillo. which means we have pretty good odds to 3-star that before the end of the game, even though both of us are going to be looking to push levels a bit from here on out. Anyway, now that Corky's 3-starred, he's going to be reasonably strong. And I also should also mention I did 2-star the Riven during that time as well. Anyway, yeah, I decided I would sell those to get back to 40 gold because I realized my next unit in is probably going to be one of these Sentinels, either Mordekaiser or the Garen. So I decided I didn't really need them. Second augment's prismatic this game. I kind of wish it hadn't been, but it is. Lucky Gloves, I don't think so. The problem is I've already itemized both Riven and Corky. They both have an item, so I can't put a Thief's Glove on one of them. Otherwise, maybe. Cybernetic Uplink, no, I don't think so. Determined Investors, no. Blinding Speed, no. I already have a Rage Blade. If I hadn't made a Rage Blade, then maybe. So I'm going to go for Jeweled Lotus. This is actually a situation where I think Jeweled Lotus works pretty well. I have no crit stuff on either of my main carries. And so this is going to have very high value because it's going to allow both of their abilities to crit. Normally with Riven, you would generally not build crit stuff. I mean, you can build Infinity Edge, it's not bad, but you kind of more want the melee items. So like Bloodthirster, Titans, Edge of Night, very good. Quicksilver Sash, good. None of that stuff has a ton of crit stuff. You wouldn't traditionally build Infinity Edge on her. So the fact that she'll now have 40% odds to crit, it's going to be pretty good on her ability. And then Corky now, his ability can crit without having IE. Although I wouldn't mind building that later on either. It is convenient that I don't have to play a big shot with Corky. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that. It wouldn't be hard to like grab a Kaisa or something or Misfortune. I did have a Misfortune in my shop, so I guess I could have looked to go for 4 big shot, but I don't really think 4 big shot's actually that good. So I think that my biggest weakness right now is actually frontline. So I'm going to try to build out the frontline a little bit more. It's looking a little bit shaky. I think I have 1-star K'Sante, 1-star Lilia, and 1-star Garen. Like, that's pretty weak. So I do think I need to work on improving my frontline more than getting like up to 4 big shot at this point. So I'll just rely on the headliner trait to give me 2 big shot and go from there. All right, I'm going to keep leveling, and then it's pretty cheap to level again. I am on a modest win streak, so probably worthwhile to level one more time. I believe I do that here to get up to, because I do have a unit I can put in. I can put in the Mordekaiser for 4 Sentinel. And there we go. We'll go ahead and grab that. And there we go, 4 Sentinel. Not my preferred frontline here. I don't think 4 Sentinel is amazing or anything, but it's what I've got, and so that's what I'm going to play through. I have to play the Garen. Well, I guess I don't have to play the Garen. I was going to say I have to play the Garen. I don't have to, because it would. I'm just at 3 8-bit, but I am hoping to find Caitlyn sooner or later. And I'm going to need Garen once I find Caitlyn, unless I can get the emblem, as I already mentioned. So we'll just play the Sentinels for right now. As I said, I think Sentinels get outscaled in the late game. I think they're pretty good for early and mid game, but then they get outscaled late game because there are no 5-cost Sentinels in this set. The highest, most expensive one is Blitzcrank, whereas both the Bruiser and the Guardian lines have 5-cost units, whereas Sentinel does not. So I'll run the Sentinels for now with the expectation that I'm probably going to change that later on. All right, so we're looking for more items for Riven or more items for Corky. I would have liked a sword. The sword immediately gets snapped up. I was like, Jesus, it's pretty hard to get swords in this lobby, apparently. So out of the remaining items here, I was like, I guess there's a bow, but I guess I'll fall back on that. I was going to take the TF just to deny another TF to the rest of the lobby. Does get snapped up, so I have a bow here. And again, 2 options. This can be a Corky item, or if I can find another vest, it could be another Titans for Riven. Titans is a very good item on her. Now it's time for a gift round. I was hoping for a spatula. Part of the reason why I grabbed a bow is also if there was a spatula here, I could make the bow plus spatula option for an 8-bit emblem. But that is not an option, unfortunately. This was not a spatula gift round. So instead, I'm just going to take, what did I take here? I think it was component, component anvil. Or no, full item anvil. It was full item anvil. And I'm going to make a Bloodthirster for Riven. That was what I thought the best option were. Not really any good Corky items right there. So I'm going to take the VT, put it on Riven, and she's almost fully itemized now. As I said, I would not mind making another Titans on her. I believe that that's just about perfect items for her. Double Titans and Bloodthirster. She's very, very strong with those particular items. We also do have 5 Rivens between us, although Grillo also kind of needs Riven on his board. I believe he's gotten up to 5 Edgelords at this point in time. So we kind of both need Riven, but at the same time, if we're both able to get enough copies of this, maybe we can make a 3-star version on one of our boards. Grillo is a bit less dependent on it than me. I need Riven for 8-bit, whereas he can kind of play other edgelords that are not Riven. But yeah, you might have noticed my board's kind of been win streaking. As soon as I got the 3-star Corki and the 2-star Riven, which I fortunately hit right at the beginning of stage 3, my board really did take off. I was just running 5 edgelord. So this is not a good Jazz game for either of us. I don't think either of us are playing into Jazz this game. We're both running kind of vertical trait setups here. As I said, I'd prefer something other than Force Sentinel, but you got to play what you're getting. And I haven't really seen much else. I mean, I guess I've gotten some random Guardian units, some random Bruiser units, but I haven't gotten like that 2% or 5% odds of like a 4-cost unit. I haven't got like a, I don't know, Thresh or something that would be like, oh, now I'm going to pivot into Guardian. It's like, nah, just kind of seeing some of these units. My front line is still hilariously terrible. And this is due to how the itemization decisions I'm making. Remember, I have sunk a cloak into a blood... Or no, I didn't sink a cloak into a bloodthirster. I got that from an item drop. But I did sink a vest into a Titans. That could have been like a Gargoyle Stone Plate, for example. So I am making some itemization choices that I'm basically itemizing my carries, not itemizing my kind of crummy tanks here. But that does mean that my tanks are even worse than they would be otherwise. Still, look how strong Riven is. She just continues to soak up damage and not die in these fights, which is great. While we have a minion round here, and by the way, I was able to carry win streak all the way through stage 3, so that's fantastic. Okay, minion round here. Let's go ahead and cover what Riven's ability does. Corki's ability is pretty straightforward. Deals physical damage to the current target and then wounds them for a few seconds. When his mana bar fills up, he fires a little shot and it hits the current target and has like minor splash damage. Also as a healing debuff. Riven's a little bit more interesting. Her ability is called Voxel Defense. Costs 100 mana. For the next 6 seconds, gain a shield. Attacks deal bonus physical damage to enemies within 1 hex of the target. So yeah, when her mana bar fills up, she gets that shield, which is based off of AD. It does scale off of attack damage. And then she also splashes damage to enemies within 1 hex of the target. So pretty nice there. And then look at this item haul. I actually got a lot of items there, and they're items that I really want pretty badly as well. I'm going to pick up a Yone there for Grillo, but look at the stuff I can make. So I can go ahead and make an Infinity Edge for Corki. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm aware that I have the Jeweled Lotus, so there is some wasted stats here, but I'm still okay with that. And then I have the items to make Dragon's Claw for a tank. I put it on my only 2-star tank, which is Lilia. Ugh. I'm not sure you want to be itemizing Lilia at this point in time in the game. This is stage 4. And then I have the items left over for Titan's Resolve on Riven. So I'm going to make that any second now, because what else would I do with these items other than make another Titan? But I was able to get some really good items. A good frontline tank item. Lilia is not a good holder for it, but Dragon's Claw is good on frontliners. And then an Infinity Edge on Corki. So, I mean, his damage could already crit thanks to the Jeweled Lotus, but it'll have higher odds to crit now. And then, as I said, another Titans over here for Riven once I managed to realize that I have the items for that and make it, put it on there. So my win streak rolls on, and we're continuing to get more high scores. I think we're on about 6 of them so far, something like that. Now I'm just going to push to level 8 and try to find Caitlyn. She's really the one unit I'm missing. Find Kate and find better frontline options. All right, we have our last option here. I'm looking at the options, and I was like, you know, it's a silver augment. I kind of don't really have anything to do with that tier. Why don't I just take Pandora's items, and then this will actually roll into something useful. So yeah, tier and a rod. I can't do anything with a tier and a rod. But now that I have Pandora's items, they'll just roll into stuff that I actually do want. So I think that this was a good time to take Pandora's items. It's not my favorite augment, but it can be useful in situations like this where the item components you're getting do not match your team. And remember, if you're playing 8-bit, you really need AD items. You just can't really make use of AP items in this team composition. You just need them because Corki needs AD items, Riven needs AD items, and Caitlyn needs AD items. They all need them. So this is one situation where Pandora's really does work. I also think Pandora's is a good augment to take as a silver augment. I don't really like the gold and especially the prismatic versions of the augments because they all do the same thing. They just re-roll your items into other stuff. But like the gold version gives you a completed item instead of an item component, I'd kind of rather have the component, to be honest. And just everybody else in the lobby getting weaker augments is good. And the prismatic version, you get 2 finished items. Yeah, again, I'd rather just have the silver version, everybody else getting weaker stuff, because they all do the same thing. They all just re-roll your items. So yeah, like I said, I think that was a good... So like now I've got a sword, and now Corki can make something out of this last sword if I want to. Also have a tier. Again, I don't really care about the tier, but I could do something else with it. By the way, I'm still playing these Sennas. I would much prefer to play a better unit. I just haven't found other units So I'm just continuing to hold the Senate in there as like a placeholder for a rapid fire unit, but I just haven't found it yet. So just going to continue to look for it. And I'm already up to all the way up to level 8 now. I'm pretty happy with being level 8. So now we're going to have a decision to make in terms of strategy. And we were discussing this on the voice chat, which you're not hearing because I can't do commentary and also have voice chat at the same time. We were trying to decide, do I go to level 9 here? I'm pretty sure this board is strong enough to fast level 9. Or do I stay here on level 8 and try to 3-star the Riven and look for Caitlyn, because I can really do either one of these things here. And I was trying to decide which one of these I thought would be better. Ultimately, I decided that even though I could fast 9 here, there's a little bit less incentive to fast 9 because, number one, I'm not going to sell and replace Corki. I'm going to stick with this headliner. Since he's a 3-star unit, I'm going to stick with him for the rest of the game. That takes out some of the value of getting to level 9 and playing a 5-cost headliner. And the other reason being that I think 3-star Riven would be really strong. We were looking at the rest of the lobby. There were not any Rivens out of the pool. The only Rivens that are out are the ones that Grillo and I have. So I thought that I could probably hit this. And the other thing is, Grillo is trying to play some of the edgelord units, like he's trying to play Yone. I thought, well, maybe I can find some more Yones for him, or maybe I can find some more Yasuos. He is on 8 Yasuos, so I might be able to get that as well. Now I'm going to be able to get another sword off the carousel. Again, I do have Pandora's items, so they will re-roll. It's not super critical that I find the exact item I want, but I can make a Deathblade with this, and I'm pretty happy with that. I'll just go ahead and do that. And let's see, come on, can we get this? There we go. And then I actually get a belt on the other item, which is perfect because remember, I have a lot of Sentinels. Sentinels get lots of armor and magic resistance, but they don't get health. So what I really need is more health here. I'd actually really like to make a Warmogs if possible. So that belt is going to be pretty nice. There we go. Grillo goes ahead and sends me the 2-star Riven. There's actually a Riven headliner in my store that would be 3-star Riven, but I don't want to sell the Corki. Don't want to do that. So yeah, he's going to send that over to me. That does hurt his board because he did have a 2-star Riven, but it puts me on 6. And now I'm going to roll and try to find this. I believe I put this belt on my frontliner as well because I don't want this to reroll. There we go. Should have done that from the start of the fight. But the important thing is now that belt will not reroll into another item. And if I can get another belt, I've got Warmogs, and I'll be pretty satisfied with that. Anyway, Riven is still alive in this fight. Like, she lasts way longer than you think because she gets those shields. This fight's pretty close. Can Corki actually win this one? Oh, he gets feared by Vex. Can he manage to clutch this one out? Oh, that last crit. The Deathblade Infinity Edge crit there at the last second with Jeweled Lotus. Wow, that's quite a fight there. I also managed to get a 2-star Senna, and there's the Yasuo. Even though it feels a little bad to use the expensive send on a 1-cost unit, that's going to be 3-star Yasuo for Grillo. So now, again, I'm still looking for units. I'm just going to slap TF on the board because why not? He's a random 4-cost unit. And I did find another Riven, so that gets me up to 7. So just going to keep rolling here. I have managed to 2-star some of my Sentinels. Did 2-star the, Mordekaiser. I really need to get my items off Lilia. I'm hoping I can find Blitzcrank and put the items on Blitz. But I want to get out of the 4 Sentinels. I don't think this is good. It's just I haven't found 4 or 5-cost units of other frontline tank traits yet, unfortunately. This board is a 3-star Lux, so this board's looking pretty strong there, but they don't have a Shojin for Lux, so she doesn't cast that much. Also, fortunately, she's pointed at the wrong side. I think if she had been pointed at Corki, I would have lost that round, but nope, was firing at the other side of the board. Now we're going to come over here, and we should be able to help out Grillo's board. There we go. Another nice thing about 8-bit and double up mode is you can actually farm double up high scores on your partner's board when you go to reinforce. So you actually get additional chances to farm up damage, which is pretty nice. Grillo is still getting there. He hasn't quite been able to find his units. He was hoping to play through Yone in this game, but Yone has been incredibly contested in this lobby. There we go. We're gonna at least move out of the Lilia and move into the Echo instead. Definitely a better unit. And there's a Blitz, so we'll put Blitz in for Cassante. Still in 4 Sentinels, which I'm not looking for here. But yeah, at least I have now found 2 out of 3 Blitzes. And I'll stop rolling here. By the way, I do make a mistake here. I have my tank items on the bench because I sold Lilia. I forgot to put them on another unit. So they're actually going to re-roll into another item, which is not what I want. I actually could have Sunflyer plus Dragon's Claw there, but I forget to put them on somebody, and then they re-roll into other items. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's not what I was looking for. Good news is there is a Caitlyn in my store, so we'll definitely play her. We can get TF off the bench. And I do have the chance to roll for something else. So I was like, all right, well, I just lost all my tank items again. The tank items I was very painstakingly building in this game. So that kind of stinks, but I'll at least take a belt. And we can wait for that to reroll into something else. There's 8 Rivens, so getting there. And there's one thing I haven't seen. It's I haven't seen the Garens in this game. I'm still only on 2 Garens, so it does not seem like Garen 3-star is going to be a thing. But 8 Rivens, that's pretty good. Hopefully I can just find one more. Look how low Corki is. He gets taken out by the Karthus. So that's not so great. That Akali Karthus combo doing work, but it looks like Riven's going to kill the Karthus in the back line. So yeah, Riven comes in and saves me after Corki gets taken out in this fight. And yeah, don't look now. I'm on a 12-match winning streak here. So yeah, I really have not lost since I hit the Corki 3. There we go. This is more of what I want. There's actually a Zac here. I'm also going to get a gift round here, so I have the chance to get something from Grillo. And I'm going to go ahead and make a Warmogs there. He has a chance to send me components or completed items. I believe he sends me completed items, if I remember correctly from this game, because again, I've got Pandora's items are just going to roll into something else. So I should be able to get something. I'm looking for items for Kate. Yeah, looking for items for Kate, or I'm looking for tank items. That's not quite what I get here. I'm getting more AP items, which I really can't use in this team competition. But there is a Thief's Glove, and I'm going to use that on a frontline tank because frontline tankiness is my weakness right now. And oh my goodness, there's the Riven 3-star. That was pretty painless to pull that off. So now I'm going to look to go to level 9 because why not? I hit my key units. I found the Caitlyn. She's only 1-star, but I did find the Kate. Like it's enough to get 4 8-bit in. And now Riven's 3-starred with the double Titans and the Bloodthirster, which is going to make her very, very strong. Grillo is in a 3-star Kayle, by the way. As I said, I told him during the game, I don't think I've seen anyone ever play through Kayle as their main carry. But sadly, Yone is extremely contested in this lobby, and so he really hasn't been able to find the Yones. By the way, you want to see Riven 3-star doing work? Look at this fight. Riven is just killing everything here, along with Corki. That fight, there was like I think there were 2 entire teams on Grillo's board, but yeah, Riven does not care. She is not bothered by being up against 2 teams. The 3-star Riven with 4 8-bit and very good items just absolutely tears through that other team. All right, so now we've got a chance to send something over to Grillo. I believe he wants the completed item, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to take the Garen. And oh, look, there's a Sona here. Okay. Well, I can definitely play that. Sona's overpowered in this patch. We'll definitely look to play her. She's going to give attack speed to Corki and Kate, which is exactly what they want. So I'll just hold for right now. Look to play her at level 9. And we want to get out of the Force Sentinel. We can play Blitz Mordekaiser, and then maybe we can... Or no, we can play Blitz Garen, and then we can dump the Mordekaiser and the Echo for better tank units. I already have a Zac. I'd love that to be Zac Alawi for my other units up there. Like if I could have Blitz, Garen, and then Zac Alawi, I'd be pretty happy with that. Again, why am I emphasizing belts so much? It's because Sentinels give resistances. Sentinel 4 in the current patch, these numbers might have gotten tweaked because I think a patch is coming out between when this video is recorded and this video going live on YouTube. At this point in time, Sentinel 4 was 35 armor, 35 magic resist for the whole team, and then Sentinels gain double. So Blitz would have 70 armor, 70 MR. So again, Sentinels gain armor, MR. What do they want? They want health from their itemization. So that's why the Warmogs is a good fit on Blitz. Anyway, still cruising, 14-match win streak here. Hopefully I can get something good off this carousel. I'm still looking for Caitlyn items. I am last pick, but there's some good stuff here. So, for example, Spear of Shojin's very good on Caitlyn because she has super high mana cost. That would not be bad. Hand of Justice, I could probably use that as well. That's always a possibility. Static Shiv, not as good, but maybe. Maybe. All right, well, almost everything I wanted kind of got taken here. So, in the end, I was like, well, I wouldn't mind playing Thresh. Wouldn't mind playing Thresh a lot as a frontliner. So I just go ahead and pick this up largely for the Thresh. I'm going to let the Static Shiv re-roll into something else. I don't really need Static Shiv. This is not a magic damage competition. By the way, again, another Warmogs in a BT. I was like, all right, I'll go ahead and use this Bloodthirster. It's not quite what Caitlyn wants, but okay. And again, I'm playing Sentinels, so I got a Warmog. So okay, we'll just take another Warmogs then. Because again, Sentinels get armor and MR from the trait. So what do they need? Health, Warmogs, perfect fit, done. I'm planning to move out of the heavy Sentinels, but Warmogs is always a pretty good tank item no matter what. All right, so some of these other teams are starting to get pretty low. A number of people are playing Heartsteel in this lobby. This is one of the teams that's been playing Heartsteel the whole game. They've now gotten up to level 9, and they're trying to transition into legendary units. Or no, they're actually... wait, is this Sispy or their partner? I think that they're level 9. They do have a... They have a 2-star Zig. Yeah, they're level 9 because they have the Ziggs headliner back there. So yeah, they're trying to get to level 9 and play just as many elite, what is it, legendary units as possible. I do beat them on their board, but then their partner comes in, and the 2v1 is finally going to end my win streak. But not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. They're level 9 with the Tactician's Crown, so they have a lot of resources. But their team is down on very low health, so they can't suffer too many more losses here. And I'm about to go 9 and get stronger as well. So, like I said, Kate, I'm still trying to get items for Kate. 2-star Caitlyn in an 8-bit team composition, or excuse me, 4 8-bit. That's kind of an awkward thing to say. A 4 8-bit team composition is going to be pretty strong if I can get her some solid items. We did hit this, so we have the 3-star Yasuo and we have the 3-star Kayle over on Grillo's board. I've been holding these Yones, but there hasn't been much reason to send them yet. Grillo had said that he was actually most interested in Kayn if I could find him, since Kayn is the 5-cost edgelord. And I said I would keep an eye on them, since I was hoping to go to level 9 and just try to play some additional legendary units. Okay, this person looks like they have What the Forge augment. They are another person who is, they're still only level 7. They have scaled up on Heartsteel, but they're only level 7. So we definitely would like to get them out of the lobby before they can scale up on Heartsteel. And it looks like we were able to do that right there. There we go, out of the lobby. They had a whole lot of Heartsteel hearts, but not going to help you if you're dead. So able to get them out of the lobby, and I'm pretty happy with that. All right, going to get the send back. And yeah, I said, I can send the Yone, but Grillo really is not close to 3-star Yone. He just has a 2-star Yone. So we have 5 between us. I'll hold this for the time being. Maybe we'll get lucky and see a few more of them. But more likely, I'm going to try to find a Kayn and just send him over a Kayn. I definitely want to get this Sona on the board, so I'm hoping I can get her. And as I said, so play Sona. The Senna can become Lucian, hopefully. And then we play some 5-cost frontliners, and that's our board. And it should be pretty good looking board from there. All right, we get a lot of gold. I definitely have enough money to get to level 9 with tons of gold to roll here. There's another Thresh, so that's a good sign. And there's a Giant Slayer. Okay, that's good for Kate. Definitely a good item for her. So we're going to put the Sona on the board. Attack speed is the way to go in the current patch. Probably get tweaked. There's a Jhin headliner, but nope, can't use that here. We're playing Rapid Fire. There's Alawi, so I'm definitely going to look to play that. I will take out the Echo, and I'm going to put in the Zac right there. I've now got a Thief's Glove. I put it on Zac because I already put the the Warmogs on Alawi, and now this is starting to look better. So we've got a Sentinel, we've got 2 Sentinel, drop down from 4 Sentinel to 2 Sentinel. We still have the Blitzcrank with the Warmogs. Now we've got an Alawi with the Warmogs and a Zac with a Thief's Glove. So he should roll something at least semi-decent each round. So now our front line's starting to come together. And I did hit the 2-star Kate just a little bit too late for the round to begin. I'm still hoping that this last item component on last completed item on my bench is going to roll into something better. I keep getting all these AP items. I think I've gotten Deathcap, I've gotten Morello's, I think I've gotten Jeweled Gauntlet that's sitting over there. Just like one AP item after another, which this team comp really cannot use. So still hoping it'll roll into something good for Kate, or I guess something good for Sona. But Sona would just want attack speed and like a Shojin, so she'll cast a little bit faster. All right, so there's another Kate. I will just continue picking up the Kates. And there's another Zac and another Kate. There's the Kayn. So I was like, Grillo, do you want the Kayn? And he said, yes, he did. And by the way, that's 6 Kates. Okay. All right, that's 6 Kates. Keep an eye out on that. We do have no one else is playing Caitlyn in this lobby. Unfortunately, the item is once again rolled into an AP item. And I've got another blue buff here. But I think my board's looking pretty good. Now, if I can just upgrade from the Senna and get a 3rd item on Caitlyn, and then 2-star the Alawi, I'll be feeling pretty happy with this. The rest of the lobby is starting to get a little bit low on health. I'm up against the win-streaking player. So this person's playing, I guess, a Disco Dazzler board. They have 3-star Lux. Looks pretty solid. The good news is Lux was pointed at the wrong side of the board once again. So Corki is not going to get taken out. And it looks like by the time their front line died... Oh, we actually sidestepped another Lux ult. Yeah, we're able to win that round, knock them down to 5 HP, and Grillo knocks out the other team. So just need to win probably 2 more rounds here. There's another Kayn. There's another Alawi. And nope, neither of us are playing Qiyana this game. So just continuing to roll here. A lot of good units. Not quite what I want. There's another Kate. That's 7 Kates. So we're getting really close on the Caitlyn here as well. I finally decided I'm going to sell the... by the way, another Deathcap. Why am I getting all AP items here? Pretty wild. I decided I would sell those Yones because... by the way, there's a Lucian headliner. Would be nice. Would definitely be better than Senna, but I'm quite content with the Corki. I'm not going to move out of the Corki right now. Yeah. So I just want to hit one more Alawi, and it seemed like it was just too late. We weren't going to hit Yone 3-star. Just too contested in this lobby. Too many people playing Yone. And if I do get the send back, I'm probably going to use it on the Kane send, not on that. Anyway, we're up against a Crowd Divers board here, but we're going to win that and knock the team down to 1 HP. I was hoping that there'd be a Kate on this carousel, because that would get me to Kate. That would get me to Kate 8 out of 9, and Grillo actually has one, but he does not have the send up right now. So there was not a Kate on here. I could actually take the Alawi. That would be Alawi 2-star, but I decided, nope, I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to go for the Kate instead, or the Infinity Edge, and then put that on Kate. Again, yes, I do have Jeweled Lotus, so there's some wasted stats here, but I still think this is going to be pretty good. And I hit the Alawi 2-star already anyway, so there we go. Yep, this Kate is going to hit like an absolute truck when she gets her ult off. And there's Lucian, so now we can replace Senna. Senna, thanks, you are pretty good throughout the game, but definitely would rather play the Lucian because he has Armor Shred, which is something I lack in my comp. And yep, looking pretty good here. The other team's on 1 HP. Note that I have maxed out the high score gauge. Since I've maxed that out with all 10 stacks, I am currently getting a 75% damage bonus on my 8-bit units. So yeah, Caitlyn and Corki and Riven all get 75% extra damage on their AD and on their abilities. So that is a lot. I've been mostly focusing on Riven in these fights, but watch the Kate when she actually gets her ult off. She does a ton of damage with her ult because every one of those shots crits. And yeah, we just punch right through this board. The 3-star Lux is not bad, but like we just kill the whole board before Lux even does anything. Anyway, I'm going to win the round, and that's going to be I was going to say a comfortable first. We were down to 15 HP, but it was very comfortable from my side. I think I won like 17 of the last 18 rounds or something like that. Once my board got the 3-star Corki, it really just never stopped winning. I think that the augments really helped me in this game. The Pandora's items, this was a great time to have that. And the Jeweled Lotus was actually really good for this game as well. Grillo's board was not as strong because he just couldn't hit Yone 3-star, because look how many people are playing Yone in this lobby. There's like 4 people playing Yone, so he just couldn't hit that, and that did hold his board back a little, but was still very competitive with the Kale and the Yasuo 3-stars. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this game. Wanted a chance to get to feature 8-bit. So until next time, hope you're having a great week. Take care, folks.